Hello, friends, and welcome to another knitting podcast. I think this is like a winter wrap up because in my last video I was talking about my progress with my knitting plans for winter, and I've kind of done all the things I said I was going to do. I don't really have spring plans. I'm not sure if spring knitting is going to be a thing. I mean, I'm still going to be knitting, but I don't know if I'll be knitting like specifically spring garments or anything. I do think I need to figure out a way to film in natural light. This looks weird. And I have a candle in a bookshelf, which can't be good. It can't be good. But I figure I will just take you through all the things I've knit since last time. My last podcast was right at the end of January, and I've done like a lot of things. So, we'll just fly through it and start. These are the school mittens. These have been worn a lot. The school mittens are a pattern by Jonas Christiansen. I hope that I'm pronouncing that right. And the pattern is $2, and it's like a perfect kid-size mitten. This is for a 5-year-old, but like I have really tiny hands, so it does fit me. It's just the thumb is too short. And you hold fingering weight yarn double, and you get this cute little mitten, and it looks a lot cuter on a 5-year-old because it goes all the way up. And this pattern is a charity pattern, and it goes towards school lunches in Calgary. So adorable. And it goes all the way up to like tween size, so you can knit all kinds of kids mittens, which is really all you need when you're knitting a mitten like this. You just need the number, right? So big recommend on this pattern. And the yarn is also a charity yarn. This is I wish I remember, I think it's called like Wild Birds or something. I will put a picture of it right here. This is the Cock of the Rock colorway, modeled after this bird, Cock of the Rock, and it's beautiful. It's bright orange, and there's no like pooling in it. I really like it. I have 100 gram, or I had 100 grams. This is what, like 15? So I might knit some socks with it or something, or a shawl. I've been really into the tiny scarves. I'm like a tiny scarf monster. I might do that. What was I saying? Oh, so the yarn, like $2 or $3 from purchasing the yarn goes to this bird sanctuary, and I love birds, so I was really excited to like buy some. It's a Canadian yarn company, and yeah, made a beautiful set of mittens. The next thing I finished was this, which is my Moonset pullover by Ozetta, and I love it. I should probably, I'll have to figure out a better way to film this, but it's cute, right? I knit the arms like super long because I wanted this to be like a sweatshirt, like at home, and I carry them around like this, and it's so soft. I knit this in Cascade 220, and it's pilling a lot, so I don't know. It's a really soft yarn. It pills a lot. I think those two things go hand in hand. I would use it again. I love this pattern. I actually want to already knit this pattern again. I made it in the size 3 because I wanted it to be like roomy and comfy and cozy, and it really is. Like, I just seriously sit like this all day. I want to knit a size 1 and like make one with a little bit more structure. Or maybe there's a petite knit pattern, right? That's like a nice collared shirt that's like tighter fitting. I don't know. I love this though. I would recommend it. I like the yarn, really soft. I really like this pattern. This was my Christmas yarn. This is the last new yarn that's come into my home. My husband was like, pick something out. I picked out 5 skeins of Cascade 220, and I had probably half a skein left. So this size 4.5 skeins of Cascade 220, and I've actually not bought any yarn since. I'm doing a fantastic job just going through what I have, and I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to be using the yarn that I have. I also donated a bunch of yarn. I'll post a picture. There was a school like art club. They were like, we need yarn, and I was like, I have so much acrylic yarn that I bought when I first started knitting because I thought I was gonna do crochet, and I can't. I just don't like acrylic yarn. If I'm really gonna get into crochet, I'm gonna do it with wool anyway. And I had all the self-striping granny square yarn, because I want to learn how to make a granny square. I'm really bad at recognizing stitches in crochet. Like when I'm knitting, I can see it and I know what I'm doing. In crochet, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I know that I just need to like practice it. So I wanted to make a granny square. So I bought the self-striping granny square yarn and I just don't. I didn't think I'd ever use it. So I was happy to offload that. And now I'm just kind of going through my wool. I have the thing where I got really into knitting and I bought a shit ton of yarn, and like the yarn was the hobby rather than the knits were the hobby, and I'm kind of going the other way now. And it's really nice to knit all the things that I intended to knit with that yarn that I purchased like 18 months ago. So please clap. This is the last new yarn I bought. I mean, it was a gift for Christmas, but still. And I haven't bought any since. And I've knit the sweater. The sweater exists. I've been wearing it all the time. The next thing I knit was a little kindness monster. Isn't he the worst? So I can't figure out how to do a smile. Because if you go in and then go out, you have a straight line, right? So to do a smile, I had to make like a little stitch. How are people doing amigurumi? Amigurumi. I said that right, I think. How? This is the first little guy I've knit in a long time. I started out when I first started doing yarn stuff. Like I started knitting like 3 years ago. So like 3.5 years ago, I started with like the chenille yarn, trying to crochet little guys. Because all the YouTube girls are so good at making little guys. I cannot. This is the best little guy I've made so far. But I knit it, and I knit it flat. And then I just knit like a hat the same way you knit a hat. This is in leftover Cascade 220. I still have a little tiny ball left, so I'll make something else. So he's really soft. And I used 2 different orange eyes on accident, but I think that makes him more monstrous, I guess. He's cute. I think he's really cute. The hat, I had leftover Lion's Pride from a hood that I had made. Not Lion's Pride. Lamb's Pride. Oh my god. It's just like this wool. I had that left over, so it's a cute little hat. And I made this because I want to make something else. I want to make a moosh and friend. I don't moosh is the bear. I really like the pig. I really like the lamb. I really like the little bull guy. And these are knit animals that are knit up in fingering weight yarn on teeny tiny needles. But like she does it in a way where, here, you start with the face. There it is, the face, and you kind of knit the whole body down and then stuff it after. So you're just staring at this cute little guy. And everyone I've seen who's made one of these has come out with the cutest little guy. I just really struggle with double pointed needles. Like I knit this flat, and I knit these flat too. So I just knit like a panel and then sewed it together, because I can do double pointed needles if I have like 30 stitches, but once you get down to like 12 stitches and you've got 3 needles to keep it a circular shape, I can't figure out where to put my hands and stuff. So this was a practice for doing a moosh and or friend. I will do it. I will do it at some point. But yeah, I think he's kind of cute. He's cute, right? It's cute. The little hat, it goes through the ear. It's cute. So I also recommend that pattern. Whose is it? It's Rebecca Carroll, and it's called A Little Kindness Monster, and I like it. The next thing I knit are these socks. Oh, and I've been wearing them, so they're kind of janked up. I knit the Soma socks by Summer Lee, except I didn't follow the pattern correctly. So I had 50 grams of Knit Pick Stroll, which is sock yarn, and I made the ribbing, and I did this. This is why I wanted to make this sock. It's not a cable. It's a mock cable. I don't even know. Is it an eyelet or like a lace detail? But it's like a fake cable. And I just wanted to try that because I've never done cables or lace. But I didn't follow the pattern because I made this way too long. It's supposed to be like a shorty. And also on the face of the Soma sock, I'll put a picture. There's this little like stitch detail that kind of looked like holes, and it just kind of grossed me out. So all I did was a standard sock with the cable all the way down. So is this even a Soma sock? I don't know. Summer Lee makes great sock patterns though. So like it is a sock. It's a set of socks. I can and do wear them. I did run out of yarn though. You can see here, I ran out like right here on this bit of the toe, and I had to grab a different stash yarn. So this is all standard sock yarn, and then this is like Rowan sock, and it's got quite a bit of a halo to it. So it's like a different, I do wonder if it's gonna felt, but I made the socks. This is the second pair of socks I made this year, so I'm kind of excited about it. Yeah, they are too big though. I think I need to do a better job measuring my foot. Like they're like a boot sock. They're too floofy to actually be like a tight-fitting nice sock. And continuing to knit accessories, I knit a little guy. I just love a little scarf. So cute. Right? Cute. Tied around a bag, tied around your hair. This is the Hoff Scarf Grande Fingering. I think the pattern designer's name is also Hoff. And I did not follow this pattern at all. This is a free pattern that makes a beautiful triangular style scarf in a brioche stitch. Can you see my brioche? Don't look there. That's a mistake. Okay. Here. See the brioche? It's like, I haven't blocked this, but it's such a squishy texture. And I have never done brioche before this. So I just saw that free pattern and I was like, oh wow, perfect. And it taught me to do brioche. So I love that pattern, big recommend. All that will be linked below. I'm so sorry, in my Ravelry. You can go click on it. Yeah, but it's so squishy. This was a monster. I don't know, did anybody else struggle with brioche as much as I did? Like, you have these, that's the decreased side. Let me show you the increased side. So you have these increases where you kind of turn, the brioche stitch is basically double knitting. You go one way knitting and then you go the other way knitting the purls. So like, since it's flat, you're always knitting, and you're like doing a wrap, a yarn over too. And for some reason, it just knocked me out trying to remember which was my right side, trying to remember which were the knits and which were the purls. I probably redid this little section, this little beginning section 12 times. Like, I'm not even joking. It took me forever. And once I could see the brioche stitch, I could do it. And I think it looks beautiful and it's so squishy, but it took forever. It's basically double knitting. You're just doing each row twice to get one row. But it's really soft. And I like this stitch. I don't know if I could handle making a whole sweater. I should block it to see what it does. It would make a really warm sweater, but winter's over. So who cares? We don't need that anymore. And I knit another little scarf. It's a little Sophie scarf, except I did the increases for the shawl. So technically it's a little tiny Sophie shawl. And this is knit in Knitting for Olive Merino and Knitting for Olive Soft Silk Mohair in Blood Orange. I had this left over because I made a little vest in this same fabric. And this, I love a Sophie scarf. Like, it just looks so good. I love Knitting for Olive. Like, this is such a good material. And it's really tiny. This is all I had left. I actually ran out of the mohair. So this is also in rust a little bit. But it's just so... I love a little scarf. And this color is so vibrant and pretty. I kind of just want to tie this to my bag. But I have been making these little scarves, these little mittens, just to go in like the winter bin. So like when the kids are over or when their friends are over and everyone wants to go play, they can just grab whatever and go, you know. This is really cute though. This is really pretty. This is a really nice fabric. Anyway, on to my last thing. So my last finished object is a sweater. So I mostly did like accessories, but I did knit half this sweater and this whole sweater. This is an Olga jacket. I called it my mint chocolate chip jacket because of the green. I should try it on. Hang on. Okay. This is my mint chocolate chip jacket. I knit this size extra small It used 4 balls of green, 5 balls of black, and this is in Letlopi, Istex Letlopi. And I know my top button, I just did the buttons yesterday. It's kind of wonky. I don't know. But I'm not sure that I like these buttons anyway. I feel like they're too big. I might switch the buttons. I really like this sweater though. It blocked out really nicely. So on the sleeves, here, let me show you this. I've knit an Olga sweater before. And I remember the sleeves were just huge. Compared to the body, the sleeves for me were huge. So I knit all of this in the extra small, and then I did this sleeve, but I took off 10 stitches. And then I didn't decrease until I would have started decreasing to get to the normal number of stitches at the cuff. Does that make sense? My issue with this sweater, it does look a lot better than it did when it was just like a couple stripes, like just the back panel, but I thought holding these 2 balls together that this is mint chocolate chip. Hang on, let me show you this. This is what I have left over. I was like, oh, mint chocolate chip. It'll be a perfect spring garment. Like a bright pastel-y green and a black. Like mint chocolate chip ice cream, my favorite type of ice cream, because if you're gonna get a mint chip ice cream, you want the green mint. The white mint always tastes like toothpaste, unless it's peppermint, but that's a totally different flavor of mint. You get it. I started knitting this up, and I was like, it's a little spring jacket. This is definitely giving Beetlejuice, isn't it? This is not spring. This is Halloween. So I thought the wood buttons would maybe soften it. They have little flowers. I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, imagine this on top of like a floral dress. I feel like it can go either way. I do really like it. I really like the fit. If you have issues with wool, I don't know if you can see how it's softened a lot with blocking, but it is still incredibly scratchy. I don't know if I could stand it if I wasn't wearing long sleeves, but it's so warm. I really like this yarn, but I don't have an issue with like a wool feeling. I really think you would if you're the type of person that does. But yeah, speaking of, this is an Olga jacket by Petite Knit. I've also knit an Olga sweater. This is like the first real sweater I knit. This is with Peer Gynt yarn. I think it's the yarn she used in the pattern. It's really nice yarn. I fucking twisted my stitches. So you can see it. You can see it, right? I was so proud. I was knitting away, and I posted a picture on Blue Sky, and someone was like, oh dearie. I think I've talked about this before. She was so kind. She was like, you're twisting your stitches. You probably don't mean to do that. So I appreciate her, and I fixed it. Where did I learn? I guess I learned after I had joined the body. No? Only my pearls are twisted. So, well, that makes sense then. I'm so sorry. I'm like figuring things out on camera. So it looks like what I've done is that only my pearls are twisted. So once I started knitting in the round, it's no longer twisted. Well, that makes sense. I mean, it's still a mistake. It annoys me. I can't wear this. It's also way too big. Like I said, the sleeves are way too big. And I think I could do something better with this. So I'm going to frog this and save the yarn and maybe just knit another striped sweater. Yeah, I also, this was 3 years ago. I don't know if I knew that I could carry the stripes. I might have cut every single piece of this yarn and tied a giant knot in it, because I also don't know if I knew how to weave in ends. We'll have to figure it out. I don't know if I'll be able to save a lot of this yarn. I hope so, because I would just love to knit another striped sweater. Something, maybe not an Olga, but also something nautical. Oh wait, look. So something else I learned, I don't know, can you see the jog? So I didn't know how to fix this, because when you're knitting in the round, you're knitting in a like a helical, like it's a spiral. It's not a circle. So your stripes do this. They like jog. When you knit a cardigan, you're knitting flat, so you don't do that, except on the sleeves. So this time I followed the tip on the sleeves to reduce the effect of the jog. I don't know, does it look? you can still see it, but it's not nearly as bad. So I did the one where you pick up the stitch from the bottom row and pull it up. So I think that worked. I am going to frog this, and I was actually inspired by this YouTuber. I don't know her name. Her channel is called Balance Skein, and she had this video about how she just learned that she has to frog this sweater she's working on, her birthday sweater, and like it's just better to realize before the object is done that you need to frog it, you're not going to wear it. And so that video has inspired me to like, hey, just frog this, free yarn, right? I'm not buying yarn right now. I need just get the yarn out of this. So I will probably frog this right now when I'm done with this, and I will knit something. Not another Olga, maybe another Olga. I do like this fit. I like how boxy it is, but maybe something else nautical, which brings me to my whip. I just have one. This is my last finished object. Hang on. So this is a Storm Sweater Adults. It is a sweater that is knit bottom up. I'm knitting the smallest size. I'm worried it's going to be, I don't know, it might be too big, it might be just fine. But this is the progress I've made. I'm knitting this in fisherman's wool, the tweed, and yeah, I have this pattern from this book, Nordic Sailors Fisherman's Sweaters, and let me just show you what it looks like. Can you see it? Okay, so you can see it. So this is it, and it's basically just all these different motifs in very wide stripes, and then the sleeves match the motifs, and I hope it's going to be a big comfy cozy sweater. I have had this yarn since I started knitting. So my very first sweater was a, what is it called? What is the simple sweater? It's Florence Miller's like YouTube tutorial sweater, and one of the yarns she recommends is fisherman wool. So I went and I bought fisherman wool and I made that sweater, and then I went back and I bought this to make another sweater, and I just never used it because I just kept buying yarn. So I'm excited to finally be using it. I do like the yarn a lot. It's also really budget friendly. I think it's like $12 for that giant, how much is this? Nearly 200 grams. So that's a really good deal. I don't like the tweed. I don't like the little bits. They keep coming off. And I worry that the tweed is interfering with the visibility of the motif. There's no way for me to hold this. So it's a bottom up. I've done the ribbing, and then I've done like the wave pattern. Here, the wave pattern, and then like, I think they call it like a shack pattern. I just feel like it would be easier to see if it wasn't tweed. Like if it was just a plain white. It's really easy to see in my hands. I don't know. So I did just get this book. I think it just came out in December. I haven't been buying yarn, but I have been buying pattern books. I also just got the Moosh and Friends book. But I'm knitting a sweater out of it. So please clap. This pattern now. This is, they call it an intermediate pattern, and I am struggling with it. It's, I think it's exactly an intermediate pattern, and I think it's just my first time knitting something like this. Like, it doesn't hold your hand very much. It will just be like, follow the motif, and also increase in this way, and also bind off for the neckline after this many increases. Whereas, again, like a petite knit pattern would just be like row 1, row 2, and tell you what exactly to do. So all the information is here. I just have to focus a little bit more. And so it's been really fun doing this pattern. I'm about at the points where I'm gonna get to like the length of the body, and then I'm gonna bind off a couple stitches for the sleeves, and then I knit the sleeves separately. So this pattern is bottom up, and then you knit the sleeves bottom up, so from cuff up, and then you attach it all in the yoke. So I've never done that construction before. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm really excited to get the sleeves over with, like before doing what I consider the most exciting part of the sweater, like the top. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is my only whip right now, though. This is the only thing I'm working on. What do I want to work on? So I have a couple of sweater quantities of yarn that I know what I'm going to do with. Like I have a... Oh, I forgot to tell you. Okay, I'm knitting this storm sweater and I'm listening to this audiobook called The Wager, and it's about this shipwreck, this mutiny. It's a true story, and this guy's done all this research and he's kind of telling it like it's a novelization, but it's a true story, and it's so good. And I just love the sea. So I'm knitting this with my fisherman Nordic sweater while I'm listening to this book about this group of seamen, and I'm just really into it. I have a whole sweater's quantity worth of yarn. I'm not going to start that sweater yet. That's like, it's called the Melville, I think, and it's this pattern, and it's based on Moby Dick, and I plan to reread Moby Dick this year, and I'm going to knit this sweater at the same time. I'm really excited about that. So I have some sweater quantities of yarn that are like earmarked for something. I also have my Christmas sweater that I'm going to start in October, but I have other yarn because I am knitting through stash that I don't know what I want to do with yet. I have a sweater's quantity of double Sunday in, this is kind of a black, it just says 3800. It's a black gray. It's not like a solid black. And I had planned to make a sweater like this with this. I've actually bought Petite Knit's pattern. I think it's also called the Storm Sweater. But I started knitting it up in this like a year and a half ago, and you couldn't see the motif. It's just too dark. So I don't know. I might just make a Monday sweater or something with this, like just a plain sweater. Although from this sweater, I have learned that knitting in black is so hard. You can't see what you're doing. You can't see the stitches. I really struggled with this sweater. So maybe something simple would be good because like I would wear it a lot. I also have this, which is a knitting for Olive heavy merino. This is a lot of knitting for Olive. Oh no, this is double Sunday. No, this is Sandiscarn, double Sunday. This is knitting for Olive heavy merino and a soft silk mohair in like mushroom. It's called mushroom rose. A mushroom rose, and I want to make a hat. I don't know what hat, but it's got to be a hat. And I have 3 balls of pure silk knitting for Olive in brown bear. And this is like, is this a lace weight yarn? It's got 250 meters per 50 grams. It's soft. I have tried knitting up a swatch in this, and I think it looks hideous. Like, I feel it's like a lot like knitting with cotton. The stitch definition to me is just not great. The fabric doesn't look as smooth as knitting with wool. But I want to make a summer top. I want to make either the mixed rib cami, or there's a couple on my list. I don't know. This is gonna take forever. It's such a small yarn. Here, you can, so thin, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it. This is the color Brown Bear. I have 3 balls. It's enough to make a tank top. I should try to make a tank top. I should just try to make a tank top. I can do that. Yep. So these aren't even real plans. These are like loose plans. I have more sock yarn. I'll make more sock yarn, but I am, after donating all that yarn, and I'm in the middle of, well, I finished 2 sweaters. I've got 1 more sweater I'm in the middle of. I'm like running out of stash yarn, which I find just like really exciting because then I can buy more yarn. Yeah, I'm not doing like a strict stash down. I've just had a lot of fun being like, what can I make with this? What did I intend to make with this? Why did I buy this? I think I bought this silk just because I wanted to feel it. And it doesn't feel great. I don't love it. Maybe I should make a tank top. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna frog this sweater now. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna frog my Olga. I actually have no idea how to do this. I'm gonna start with the sleeves, I think. Here's the before.
Though Myron couldn't prove it, he suspected that Mitchell had strangled him so that he could keep all the spoils that they had salvaged.